Hi viewers, welcome to Majesty Christian Television Network. My name is Apostle Heliru Dokeno, the presenter of this program at this moment. And I want to thank you for tuning in and joining us. We hope that the topic we'll be discussing will be of interest to you. Our topic today is on why marriages in the diaspora are hitting the rocks. As a minister of the gospel, as a marriage counselor, and also a community leader, I have come to realize and I have come to see that many people are having problems in their marriages. Then I begin to wonder if that is the way it is happening in our own countries. So I saw that many marriages were initiated here. And maybe that could be one of the reasons why they are hitting the rocks. So we want to know what has to be done to help others, help many whose marriages are hitting the rocks to come out of the problem. I'm interested in marriages because for me I have a solid one. And I'm interested as well in marriages because I know that marriage, when it is solid and it is enjoyable, the society benefits from it. But when marriages are hitting the rocks, then the society also is in problem. So to discuss this topic today, I have seasoned men and a woman. So join us as you view this broadcast. You can call in on our studio line, which is 020-3374-160 to make your contributions, or you can join us on Facebook, radiovoiceofniger.org. Connect with us on Facebook, online, or with WhatsApp, and give us your own intake. Thank you. Our guest for this broadcast, I'll start from my left, Mr. Joe Lamte, who is also a community leader. Welcome to Majesty TV.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Lamte, you are a community leader and also a media producer. I hope you are all right being with us here.
Very much. At home.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And then we have the only she among the he's. Miss Susanna Aka, who is also a leader in the community. Susan, welcome to Majesty TV.
Thank you.
She told me clearly she will not allow the men to dwarf her. So I believe that she has a lot to contribute. We have also our own person, Mr. Shola. Mr. Shola Elijah?
Yes.
Mr. Shola, please welcome to Majesty TV.
I'm honored.
Yes.
Thank you.
We are honored to have you. Of course, those who are watching us, they know that from time to time we do have you on our show. So we value you, sir.
Thank you.
And then we have also Mr. Walobinga Samuel. Mr. Samuel Walobinga is also the leader of the African Sympathy Religion. Is that?
Yeah.
Welcome, sir, to Majesty TV.
Africa Sympathy Religion, Africa School of Thought.
Africa School of Thought.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for being on our show. All right, so that is it. Gentlemen and lady, are you aware that many marriages in the diaspora are hitting the rocks? Or to what extent do you know about this issue? Anybody is free to speak.
Okay, you are welcome.
Yes.
Madam Producer. Marriage failure. You want to discuss about it in specific in related to what is going on in diaspora.
Yes, you can take the microphone from him, please.
Yes, in diaspora. Marriage failure is just a symptom of a general society decadence. It's just one of the harrow point of the problem that is confronting diasporans in the Western world, most especially. As far as I can understand it, I look at a conflict of interest, conflict of background, and the purpose to which marriage that is described as a union of two people. This time around, we are talking of a man and a woman.
Yes,
I don't want to
please.
go too further.
Yeah.
Okay. The background is twisted and deluded. Nowadays, people are not marrying for love. They are marrying for financial security.
Wow.
And for a cogent purpose. Let's say I'm illegal. I'm looking for a legal person to make me stay in Holland, for instance. So that is an interest. So immediately the interest is achieved, then you'll be lucky to keep the marriage. So let me put it down that way for a start. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
It's a pleasure.
Please feel free. Any other person?
I will say something.
No, it's okay.
My personal view is the marriages getting on rock is trust. There is most of the marriages that break is based on trust. You are from different background, I'm from different background. We come together, we have to compromise. But this is a case, you have your own agenda, I have my own agenda. So at the end of the day, if you don't put your agenda on the table and I also don't put my agenda on the table, then later on when you get to know or I get to know you, then it's like, hey, what's going on here? Then the decision comes to whether to stay or to go. But sometimes is the best solution to some people is to go. For example, you meet me here in Holland or you meet me in Germany or wherever in diaspora and you are interested in me. At a certain age, we are not 16, we are adults. From 18, we are adults.
Yes.
Maybe we all you come from Nigeria, I come from Ghana. You have already somebody you were dating there before you came. You promised that person, you are in love. But when you meet me here, you are also in love with me. Maybe I'll ask you, do you have somebody? Sometimes you are so much in love that you don't even ask. But sometimes too, you ask and they'll tell you no. And then later on you come to know that, then you are pissed off. And then you are so much in that you try to withdraw. So that the trust is not there. The trust is gone.
Yes, but our question at this moment is, to what extent do you know that marriages in the diaspora are hitting the rocks? Yeah,
the thing is, you have children. The marriage is hitting on the rock. What I'm saying is hitting on the rock now because you already have 2 children with this man. And then maybe because of the kids, you say, oh, honey, go to Ghana and come, or honey, go to Nigeria and come. He has somebody there. So the moment the trust is gone, it will definitely break up.
Okay.
It's trust. My main, what I'm standing on now is the trust in the relationship.
So lack of trust.
Lack of trust.
So
yes.
that means you have noticed or you have witnessed the fact that some people who married here do not have trust with each other.
With each other.
Because something is happening from their own countries.
Yeah.
They have already a relationship before they enter into another one here. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Okay. Please, can we just flow spontaneously?
Kami, what I would like to say is this subject is not easy. It's not only for Africans living in Europe. It started a long time ago with Black America. Those wave of Africans, the first one went to America, lived there, taken by force.
Yeah.
They face the same problem. So it's so deep as we think, because man and woman live together. Demand some fairness, and they don't have that because the system they are inside doesn't belong to them.
Okay.
According to my research. We are here in Holland or Europe.
Yeah.
Especially here in Holland. We are leading among other community having children of a single parent, neither black African, neither black Surinamese.
Yeah.
That easy life is not there. We don't get it from the system. We are in the system which is holding us tight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't blame the victims. For me, the research I make up about this subject is that we're living in the system which we don't have easy life. So man and woman, they look to stay together and keep patient. It's not easy. This I would like to say about it.
Really? Wow. So no easy life. That's what you are saying.
Yes.
That's what is making the marriages hit the rods.
Yes.
No easy life.
No easy life.
So that is not affecting the other non-Africans. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Like I can name Turkish community, Pakistan community, Morocco community, Hindustan community. They don't have the same problem we get in our community.
Wow.
That easy. The system is so tight to us.
Why is it tight to us? What do you mean by the system is too tight to us?
It's too strong to us. It's too strong. It's too strong to us. Yeah, that man must run in the morning to work, and the woman must wake up in the morning and running to go to work. All this, it diminishes the love which exists between the man and the woman. So
among the other racial groups, they don't run out in the morning.
If you take like Turkish community, Morocco community, Hindustan, Pakistan, they keep their culture first, Islamic culture, that the woman must rest, and the system respect their culture. Our women, they don't have rest. They suffer too much. when she makes 6 months of working among other men, she came back. She lose love. That deep love on you,
yes,
go away.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm trying to understand. All right, thank you so much.
This Africa School of Thought make this research to find it out. It's not easy, even for black Americans.
Yeah.
Black Americans, they have the same problems. 400 years they are living there.
Yeah.
But they have record of children of single mothers.
Yes, high record.
High record. Why? Because the system is too hard for them. Sorry to say.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yes, can we hear from you? Yeah. Wow.
I think if I'm to respond to your question as to why do we think marriages in the diaspora are hitting the rocks.
Yeah.
And personally, I really don't have that benefit of exactly in the informal discussion before we started recording. In the empirical studies pointing to that. But you alluded to cases you've attended to as a marriage counselor.
Yes.
And for that matter, anything those of us who've not had that benefit we speak to now, it's more of a speculative, I will call it, views.
But you being a religious leader, no, not a religious leader, being a community leader, you are leading people. So apart from your own marriage, which is successful, those you don't hear anything around the community you are leading as the things are not working out fine?
Well, it's a question of how you relate to the community and cases that are brought to you, because I think in many respects relationship issues are very personal.
Yeah.
And our dear sister talked about trust. It also takes trust to take your matter
outside
to somebody else to discuss it. Probably those who come to you could be members of your church, but in the general context of life within the community, it's not so easy for others to really walk to somebody simply because you are a community leader, and therefore they lay before you their personal issues. I have a personal policy. By the time I went into marriage, there's no third person who will ever come into my marriage, for sure. No way, it's not going to happen, because By the time I decided it was time to marry,
Yeah.
I knew I was prepared for it.
Prepared.
And yes, for that matter, I see marriage itself as what you call a willful agreement between two people. Now, we've been asked to just limit it to man and a woman. Well, yeah, and for that matter, it's a question of rather, if we are limiting ourselves to issues within the diaspora, one would want to look at it from the perspective of, I mean, the agendas of the parties to the relationship. If you meet here, of course, it means that you had your personal agendas by the time you were coming. And for that matter, if whatever brought you together, you decide at one point or the other to join forces and share life.
Okay.
Of course, it's a matter of getting to know each other very well. You should also know the personal agendas, why you're here, what your expectations are. But if I heard somebody mention love, I don't know if it should be a matter of just I'm in love and then you decide to marry.
But love has to be the crux of the matter, because if you do not love somebody...
I said not just because you are in love.
Okay.
Because if you go strictly by virtue of love, that is infatuation, we call it. So there are other things when it comes to marriage that you should also look at.
Okay.
And where you fail to look at those issues, that's when you wake up to some realities when you're already in the marriage.
Wow.
And probably those issues are beyond what you could cope with it, either of you.
Yeah.
And then the cracks, that's where the cracks, I think, will emerge, you know. And I really don't want to see problems around marriage as necessarily, you know, limited to diaspora cases. We all came from somewhere. We witnessed marriage when we were growing up between mothers and father. And the challenges are not too different. And for that matter, it is when two parties to the relationship fail to understand some of the realities and the challenges they face, then problems erupt. So I wouldn't really want to see question about failure in marriage necessarily a matter of diaspora issues. It is lack of understanding of what life challenges are. And that's where, if you're unable to deal with those things, of course, you should expect what the outcome is going to be like. That's my personal view about this.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Mr. Shola, I think you want to say something?
Yes.
Yeah, please, feel free.
Personally, I used to think the driving force that should actually constrain people into marriage, basically should be love. Because they said unconditional love, 50-50 love. If there's anything beyond love, it means there's a condition. So, of course, we know the end to that relationship. Because along the line, clothed with faith, the beauty with faith, the money will go away, but the love will be there forever.
So what you are trying to say.
What I'm saying now is the number one driving force
has to be love.
Must be love. That's number one. Then number two, what we have, the main problem we got here is what we call gymnastic relationship. That is, you can bend it anytime.
Really?
Because I'm with him. Okay. He's rich. He got the money. He can take good care of me. That's number one.
Wow.
So the number two.
Wow.
I will categorize it. That is a remote and immediate. Remote, as my uncle is talking about, is what we got back at home. Why are we here? I say, let's say 90% of us are here
for a better,
for survival.
Survival, pasture.
And we thought the money is number one problem we got. Immediately we got the money, our problem is solved. No. The vicious circle of poverty in Africa is not a destination, it's a journey. I've been here for 27 years, going to 28 years. I've never solved my financial problem. I've worked day and night. Success, failure, etc., etc. But if I got somebody in my life who I really love, that would be my major achievement. So now, if we now decide that, okay, you want to marry this guy.
Yes.
Unconditionally. If he's poor, if he's rich,
yes,
accident can happen. He might lose his limbs. Anything can happen to him along the line. God forbid. Do you want to stay with him? Yes, I do want to stay with him. Because there's no way you can be half pregnant. It's either you are pregnant or you are not pregnant.
Exactly.
So if you say, okay, I want to marry him because I got other issues, other. Look, for instance, when I came into this country, I met someone who is far above me in terms of, we are talking of status.
Yeah.
She didn't look at me as a small boy or something. She gave everything. So I wanted to be like that among us too. The way the people we come here to meet, the way they handle love. And there's another thing. When our ladies come here, the newfound land of freedom, you know, as I told you, financial security. I work, you work. As my uncle is saying here.
Yeah.
You bring in 2,000, I bring in 2,000. I pay rent, you pay rent. So what else?
Are you saying that while in the marriage, the woman will be paying rent and you also will be paying rent? You are dividing your rent?
So that is 50-50. But if it is love, you will not look at it that way.
You can't do that now.
I mean, that is what, you know, according to what I see here, that is what I see, that husband is doing his own and the woman is doing his own too, contributing for the house. You understand me? But back at home, we are men. We want to do everything. And another thing I want to tell people is, if you decide to end the lifespan of that marriage, you have to think of your children, because nobody wants his children to be educated or to be raised by his enemy. Because by the time you leave me, the man you go to, I will look at him as my enemy. I don't want him to raise my children. So I want you to be with me. I want to endure it. So I want to call on our ladies to please look, because I'm talking of the multiplier effect now, you know, because now we are the problem, where we are transferring it to the offspring, who are innocent of our ignorance. Thank you.
Can I?
Hey, my God, it's coming. Yeah. It's okay. Speak.
Can I say something?
Please say.
First of all, I said trust, but
this is awesome.
The trust and you are talking about love. Moment you see the person is love. Moment you go in another package. Yes, because moment we start eating the love and crawling, before we get in there, we see, hey, this is a very big package. You have your bills, I have my, this is diaspora issue. You have your bills, I have my bills. Yeah? You pay your rent, I pay my rent.
Excuse me, are you talking about in a marriage setting, or you are talking about living together? We are talking about in a marriage setting. What are you talking about here? You have your bill and I have my bill.
Yeah, because
how can both of you be having different bills now?
Yeah, that is why it goes wrong. That is where some of them goes wrong. That is where the marriages get on the rock.
Yeah.
The trust. And then this bill package, because when we meet, he's saying there's love. We love each other. We come together. When we come together, we are not going straight to get married or something. We crawl to get together. So when we get together, there are some things this party will be hiding. There are some, no, I don't know him much, so I will not let him know. Before you let him or her know, then she or he will say, why didn't you tell me in the beginning? Then the problem starts. Sometimes the woman tries to explain, the man does, yo, why didn't you tell me in the beginning? Sometimes the man will try to explain, the woman will say, why didn't you tell me? Even if you have children, you didn't tell me. You were married before, you didn't tell. All these things, you know. So moment you come together, the moment the love comes in, everything has to be on the table.
Wow.
Then you click by trust. You don't eat love. No. The love is there, but you have to bring, moment every package is on the table, that is when the marriage is going to be successful. You don't eat love. You love me and I go in and later on I see all these things there. No, it doesn't work like that. No, we don't eat love. We eat trust, but we don't eat love. No, that is when, at the end of the day, it will break.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you bring your salary to me, we bring our salaries together, right?
Yeah.
I think this is how much you are earning. Do you know some women or some men make an appointment in their offices and get some salary cash? Do you know that? Oh yes. Oh yes.
They cut down their salary.
Yeah, my wife want to see anything. So chef, can you that sort of thing is happening. A salary abstract.
Yeah.
Is there. Salary appointment
really?
Is there. So then later on, when you get to know, then the problem starts. So you are hiding it from me. So sometimes for some people, when you explain, they will accept. Some people, they will drag it to hell. And then one of them get fed up and it's okay, it's okay. And it breaks. So these are some of the funny things. It's not funny. These are some of the issues.
Real issues.
Yes, real issues that breaks really, because people are hiding some small, you know.
Because while we are relating this to the diaspora, I know that marriage issues, marriage problems is something universal.
It's a big
it can happen anywhere.
Yes.
But from the latest findings, it's like those in the diaspora are like not so easily. They are literally hitting the rocks, because it's like we cannot tolerate, we cannot endure, we are not open, and we cannot persevere. Do you understand? Because in a case where families are really involved, the two families are involved, I think it will also be very difficult to be breaking these relationships the way we are breaking them here.
The way we pick
Hello. Yes, anybody can speak.
The way we pick it, the way we break it.
Wow.
We meet here. We think, oh, we are in love, we are eating love, and then when we go in, we see this, there's no trust, and then it's, oh, come on, this is not what I want. Then it breaks.
So in other words, you are saying what Mr. Shola have just said. To him, marriage is love is the main rock of marriage, and I believe that. That is every marriage. Nobody will go. In addition to love, you are saying that the trust must be there.
Yes, there's no.
So we are having more of people who don't trust each other. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's why the marriages are hitting the rocks?
Yes. You meet me, you love me, so I trust you. You trust me, I trust you. But when I go in, I say, hey, something is not right. You try to look further a little bit, then it's like, oh, okay. Then you try to pull back. The love is reducing.
Yeah.
The moment you don't see the trust, the love starts to reduce. That is when you'll be thinking about it, trying to solve it, is not working. You close here, here comes, you close here, then I don't know, you get one or the other party gets fed up.
Well, those of you who are watching us online and those of you who are just watching this broadcast right now, we are discussing on why diaspora marriages are hitting the rocks. If you have any contribution to make, please feel free to call us on the studio line on 020-3374-160, or you can WhatsApp us or text us, and then we can read out your messages or your questions. So feel free to just call the studio line. Join us. Yes.
I think in my earlier submission, I made a point about agendas. And I think this is what the whole thing boils down to. But if you are looking at cases where the couples to the relationship meet here, I would also tell you it's not all cases that people meet here. There are instances where partners come in from outside, to join their
and still
spouses.
It doesn't work, and so it didn't work, or it's working. But there are also those who meet here, their marriages are working out very well.
Yeah, but then it's a question of discipline, you know, because at the end of the day, when you are going into a relationship, the first issue is what do you want out of the relationship? And based on what you want, you should also ask yourself, what am I going to put into the relationship before you get what you want out of it? Minus that, we come to a point where in the course of striking the deal, parties hide, you know, some background, you know, information that the other party ought to know before you decide whether to go in or stay out.
That is why, sir, it's important that these background checks are being done before the marriage.
No, but don't forget, in many cases, desperation also puts some people into that kind of relationship. So they will not be patient to do that background check, I'm afraid.
I've met him. I don't have a document.
Yeah.
He has documents, she has documents. Oh, I love you, darling. Then darling starts coming. And then that he or she will calm down. He or she will calm down until he or she reaches there, get the whatever she wants, document, and then that's where the real personality is coming out.
Really?
Yes. Because we don't have time to study each other. We don't have time. You meet somebody, you don't have document, you are going to, oh, I'm interested in you, are going to say, oh, just, no. Africa, you can do it. Here, no. Moment somebody meets you and you are not undocumented, you try to find out, oh, does he have papers? Is he okay? Oh, okay. Then whether love or no love, you are in. I love you. You have to go in there. When police catch you, you are in Africa. Your mom, oh yes, something goes wrong, you are in Africa. So if somebody can help you, and then you are going to say, no, you have to take it. So the moment you take it, after you get in there, then you know, this is the wrong person. You're already in the process. Desperation, as he's saying, desperation takes us there. And then at the end of the day, you didn't even ask whether he or she is married or not, has a wife or something.
Let me ask Mr. Sheila. Mr. Sheila, you made mention about love being the bedrock of marriages, okay? And then you also made mention of like having elderly person marrying a younger person. Do you think in Africa that would have worked?
Okay, thanks. You see, you know, this is you know, principally, whether we like it or not, there's no way we will not keep on going back to where we come from.
Yeah.
It's a tale of two cities. Africa, traditional Africa, and the Western world, Africans living in the Western world.
Yeah.
So, now, you see, marriages break everywhere.
Yes.
Celebrities, billionaires, footballers, poppers, it breaks. Professionals, it doesn't really matter. But particularly why this subject is having a very loud ovation and attention here is because it's getting to an epidemic proportion.
Exactly.
So having said that, if you look at our grid, number one, then our grid has been sabotaging our value system. The value system we have in traditional African way of life is we love and we share. We don't give anybody the respect or the honor because that person is a rich person. But in this part of the world, as Madam is saying, there are a lot of financial commitments that comes in. Yeah. So everybody wants to say, okay, if I'm alone, okay, for instance, there are a lot of provision here. If you decide to be a single mother, the system will welcome you with both hands. They give you a good house, they take care of your children for you, then you don't really need that guy. Let him go to hell.
Take the microphone and let's hear you louder, sir.
Okay. Let's say you got a problem here.
Wow.
The system we only recognize the woman because she's the owner of the children. You see,
the system?
The
woman is not the owner.
Okay, let me put it simply.
Yes.
This society is a matrilineal society, in a way, because the belief is the woman got the priority when it comes to child care, except in exceptional cases, maybe the woman is deprived mentally or in a way, or emotionally or way.
Yeah.
But the number one person that's supposed to take care of the children is the woman. So if you look at all the social media, let's say television, we are talking of Jenny Jones, Oprah Winfrey, all of them are feminists. When you put on the television, the only person they want to talk about is the woman. If a woman bring a case of her husband doing this, kick him out.
Wow.
So our ladies are listening.
Yeah, it's true.
And the junior ones, who are ladies, are also listening.
Yes.
So, God forbid, some of them will say, the way Daddy and Mommy are fighting, if I get married in the future, it might happen to me. Okay, but there's a possibility for me to marry a fellow lady like myself. We will not fight. Because we are not looking at the multiplier effect of what we are doing.
Yes.
It has a lot of consequences, both imagined and the one we don't even, that is far beyond the sphere of our widest imagination. It goes far beyond the what we are thinking about. That is why, in a way, I will borrow a lead from what Madam is saying.
Yes.
You got to go to some background check. But unfortunately, you cannot help love. No, when you love if I love somebody, I'm desperate. I just want that lady. That's all. And if she wants me also, I'm lucky. It means we're gonna last long. That's why I'm saying, either I got broke in the future, either anything happened to me or she, I will be remembering all those things that we used to do together before. I will stay by her, for God's sake. But if I go into that lady because she got this, she got that, it means at the end of the day, everything, all the blossoming flower will wither and we come back to square zero. So at the end of the day, you see, the value system is what we have to look at. The value system that we got, where we are coming from, it is not basically built on materialism. We are Africans, we love. We build love, we build trust when we see each other, friends, relatives, neighbors. When we get to another land, then we started saying what is going on. Oh, I can be this, I can be that, without him. I can be this, I can be that, without her. So it happens, why I say her, it happens to the ladies most of the time. Yes. They kick out the men.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, and let me tell you, at the end of the day, because I have my statistics with me.
Yes, please.
Before I come here,
yes,
I research it.
Yeah.
And I see that people that comes forward for divorce is 70-30. You can go at it. So it means, and at the end of the day,
so the women are the 70.
Yes.
And men are 30.
Wow. And if you look at it, no, I'm not going into detail.
I mean, there are many things.
No, when you give me this topic,
yes,
I went on my system.
Yes.
And decided to see what is going on.
Yeah.
I look at the percentage. Then I conclude within the logic of my own minute intelligence.
Yeah.
I see that, okay, the system corrupts the mind instead of the system to help the mind. Okay, number one, we come into a society, and it's like you want to seek a marital advice from a divorced man.
What would that person offer?
Zero.
Exactly.
So you can never give what you don't have. The system is built up that if a woman is not satisfied with what the man is doing, then she got the liberty to go to the social system, make a complaint. The first person, I've been kicked out by a woman on numerous occasions.
Oh, God.
Of course.
Yes.
It happens to me.
Yeah.
The police just come, okay, you are a man, go back to Amsterdam, go and sleep wherever you want. Before you know it, after 1 week, the lady is calling you again. Where are you? Where are you? I mean,
yes.
If it happens between blacks, we have our pride. I don't want to swallow my pride. Oh, you, my sister, you are an African, you do this to me. Yeah. I don't want to come back to you. But you have to think. You got another lady, she's got another man. Yeah. But your children will be trained by another man. So you are now transferring that liability into an innocent offspring that doesn't know nothing about your foolishness.
But the question, Mr. Shola, the question is, why would you take it from the white and you would not take it from the black?
That is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
conflict of culture and conflict of interest. And I will tell you, I'm not taking it from a white. Yeah. I didn't say I took it from a white. No. Some people that I saw, that I used to advise as friends, I said, why the woman kick you out? Now you got your own room. It happens to a friend of mine 2 weeks ago. I have to excuse me because if he's watching me, I'm talking about him.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry, my fellow.
Yeah.
But the point is, I said, okay, bros, why don't you say with what that woman did to me over my dead body? Pride.
Pain. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on there. You are really making very tangible points on this issue. Thank you, sir. Can I come to you, Mr. Walobinga? You made mention of the system making our women to overwork themselves. So because they have gone to overwork themselves, that's why the love diminishes. Yeah. But may I point you back to Africa? Women in Africa, our grandmas and they overwork themselves because they were going to the farm. Early in the morning, they will carry things to go to the farm and work till evening. And yet they came back to still stay in the marriages. So, what are you trying to say here?
So, there is different there. In Africa, our mothers, our ladies work hard for their own interest. But here we came here, we work in the company. For other people interested, you have to get salary. And when you get salary, there is bills behind. You have to contribute. And you find yourself that you are working too much. You are working for other people. You don't work for you don't work for yourself as to compare to our sisters. They were working to their own lands, to their own farm, for themselves.
But they are in marriage.
Yes. They work for themselves. They were free. Here you work, you are not free.
Madam, It's like
what?
I like to
contribute.
Say something.
Let me come in. So our people, this topic is more to our people than other community. I repeat again, to Africans and the blacks in general, more than other communities.
It's everywhere. Yes.
Not too much like Hindustan, because we see black Surinamers, they have the same problem. But if you go to Hindu Surinamers, they have almost families. They grow their children in families. You understand? But if you go to a fellow black Surinamers, they have children of single mothers.
Madam, when we are talking about the labor, I want to support him in that. It's just that a kind of international discussion that I came into.
Yeah.
We are talking about intoxication, that is alcohol. There are two different types of alcohol drinking, you know. If you drink to manage an emotion, it's different from when you are drinking for recreation.
Okay. So
recreational drinking, I can come here, madam, you offer me wine, I drink, I'm happy. But when I have to be alcohol dependent, that is, I must manage my emotion with alcohol.
Jesus.
That means something is involved. Thank you. So what Dr. Frank is saying is that here you must work. You cannot wake up and say, I'm sick or so. 2 days, 3 days, you are fired. But what he's talking about is, in Africa, I can decide not to go to my farm tomorrow. I can decide to stay a week at home. Nobody is going to drive me. You know, so it means
your husband will not drive you.
No,
your wife will not drive you.
Force you to
our sisters were very free. They were very free.
I don't think.
Okay, let's hear the man who wants Apostle, please.
Apostle. Yes.
Wow.
It's a very complicated subject, but at the same time, I think we are holding to the traditional definition of what marriage ought to be. But in our modern day, a lot of things have changed in the way they are looked at or defined. And I guess that's part of the problem we have. You know, for those who have a conservative ideology or mentality about what marriage ought to be. And we are suddenly being confronted by a situation whereby marriages are breaking up and we are bewildered. What's going on? See, we've established that some marriages are just contracted because it's convenient. Some are because of love. Some because people just see a need to just patch themselves and get along as far as they can get along with it. So clearly, we can no longer place marriage in the context that we have known it, at least with our fathers or our parents or even our grandparents. And that's the reality we have to really accept for now. So I guess this also the explanation. Marriage means a lot of things. And now we have a marriage between a man and a man and a woman and a man.
But we are talking in the context of a man and a woman.
Exactly. It used not to be like that. You see, so we're talking about challenges. These are part of the problem. This definition has broadened so much now, we don't even have a handle on the scope of it. So that's really a part of the problem. So that's
I want to come in a little bit to what he said. What he said about we have to be more open. We always be victim of that. We are the only people which we have to be always open. Where other people, they are beneficial to their own conservative way of living. This is Africa. We have to be very careful. We are very rushing to be open and the more liberal. And other side, other people, they refuse. They are more conservative to their culture and the tradition, and they are always winning.
Oh, okay. What you are saying, because I'm not really understanding what your logic or your argument. So what you are saying is that the other people from the other racial backgrounds, they maintain to their culture. Is that what you are saying?
They maintain their culture, they defend it.
And then we from Africans, we are
very easy
and embracing
to be more liberal, like apostles say now, that we don't have to compare. That is to lose references. I'm preaching African religion. I create Africa School of Thought. I don't buy that. I don't buy that. We have to refer always to our roots, our tradition. You mentioned about our ancestors, how they were living, working hard, at our ladies and our sisters. You have to know that, first of all, their marriage was very close.
You sit down.
They were close. They were close married. They marry within a community together, so they cannot harm each other. When you come here in the diaspora,
yes,
you find you marry someone from far. He cannot or she cannot feel sorry of you. I know a lot of cases.
Yes.
Which men and women, they are doing wrong things without pity. So I said, my God, how can
they are not in love.
Live together? No, they start with love. So we have to always to refer to our culture, and we have to take our culture as power, as a weapon. We are not alone in this world. We see our other people. Today, even our food, we don't like it. Our clothes, we don't like it. A lot of things, we don't like it. We blame it. We want to be more liberal. Do we gain with it? That is the question.
All right. Sit down, please. So that let's hear from Mr. Lamptey.
Well, before we come back to where we are, I think there was a view shared here to the effect that what can you benefit from a divorced person when it comes to advice on marriage. I think I have a reservation about that.
Okay.
Because I don't think marriage necessarily should be do or die thing. By the time you think you've given the best in you to a relationship,
yes, and
it's not working, I don't think there should be anything that ties you down that you don't have to get out of marriage.
Exactly.
I don't believe in that. I must be very frank. And for that matter, divorcees also have some benefits they can share with those who are going into marriage.
Exactly.
So if there's any conclusion, that you can't talk to a divorcee when you need advice on marriage, I don't think that is holy. That is but we should know, because when you communicate on the platform, this way it's a bit misleading to share that view. I really subscribe to that.
Of course, like somebody who is in a domestic violent environment, she's married to a man or a woman that is hitting
when it's time you have to get out.
Pouring some women pour hot soup on their husbands, then the man wouldn't stay there. The man, so if the man goes and he divorces, you will not say, okay, I cannot. He has experience to share anyway, which can benefit those who are about to go in, so that they can be aware that, okay, women can be like this or men can be like this. I think that's the point you are making.
It is, of course, so. It's not the end of it all. You go in with all the, heart, and you wake up to some realities. When it's time to get out, you must feel free to get out. I believe in that very much. Fortunately, I went into marriage with the determination to stay in there, and I am in. I hope I stay.
You are in because your wife. You are in because your partner is good, and you are in because maybe she's reasonable. You are in because she has allowed you to work out. Both of you are working it out.
It's a sharing, phenomenon when you enter into marriage. She alone can't make it work. No, I alone can't make it work.
It takes two.
Yes, it is from both of us. So there's no credit that is going to be unilateral in this context.
You see, I believe that marriage, if I may.
Well, you are a philosopher and you are talking philosophically all the time.
That one will take us
Mr. Lamptey, you bring your philosophical ideas all the time. That's good.
Well, I believe that. Look, sometimes we try to simplify the institution of marriage. We treat it. It's not easy for two different people raised in different backgrounds to come together to fuse their lives together. It's not easy to become one whole as it's expected to be.
That's all.
Along the way, people have developed issues, and if they don't have the patience and the tolerance to deal with themselves, this is where the marriage falls apart. You see, and so, and by the way, I don't think it is even everyone who is supposed to be in marriage.
Yes.
Some people are not meant to marry because they don't have the guts to stay in it. You see, married couples will always have issues and differences, but it is how they handle it, how they treat it. That's what makes the difference.
Wow.
I have disagreements with my wife, but we don't decide to split because of disagreement.
No.
Because we don't see eye to eye on a particular topic. But some people, just by virtue of the fact that they disagree on an issue becomes ground for separation.
Then that means they married for a purpose. Okay. That means there was an inner motive.
Yes.
For the marriage.
Yes. That the other party Because anytime there's a marriage gets on the rock, it's one person loses. It's always like that. It's not like both of them loses. It's always one person loses. So when there's a misunderstanding and you decide to go, you have your agenda already. You've got what you, yes, you've got what you want.
Okay, then the person did not come into the
That's
marriage.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what
So
maybe
you were prepared just in case something happens, you can
in
flip
the
out.
initial stage, in the initial stage, the trust was not there. She or he took the love in, and then the trust is so okay. Oh, now this is the package. This is it. So she or he has already something in his mind.
Yeah.
So the moment she gets there or he gets there, he says, "Oh, I'm done." There's nothing you can say, or there's no nothing you do to convince that person, to help to keep that person to stay. That the person will stay.
Okay.
The person has got wherever he or she wants to be. She's done or he's done.
You see, there's always a triumph of illusion over substance. You see, it's always an illusion. If I'm alone, because where you're going is always straight, but when you embark on the journey, it's always truncated. The way it is truncated, the way you are in that marriage, that place that lady or that man want to be, it can even get worse. That is why in jurisprudence you see the judge postponing marital cases.
Yes, it's true.
So they know what they are doing. When you cohabitate for a certain period of time,
yes,
the judge knew that the marriage is not being dissolved. A very reasonable high percentage of couples don't come back to the court. They mend fences at the end of the day. Okay. So the judge will not go on a spontaneous mission and say, look, go your way. Because they've been practicing law, they've been reading law, and they've been in that trade for long enough for them to know that naturally people heal their problem without any third party.
Okay.
So the judge will say, okay, go back, cohabitate.
Okay.
Bring this, bring that. They don't know, very good percentage of them, they just see reasons. They sit down and made fences. Then they don't go to court again. They just say, okay, forget about it.
Okay.
They come to reason.
Yeah.
Because many, you see, we normally say, I'm sorry to say, when a lady divorces you, she divorced you 5 years already. We don't know. Because ladies, they have that gut to resist you. Yes. They can resist you, but a man, being what we are, we put it in our face. So when the lady now come up, we take it as a surprise. No, she know where she's going. But at the end of the day, if you now take it into jurisprudence, maybe you take it legally, the judge will review the case. The judge always know you will talk to favor yourself. The other one will talk to favor herself also. It's okay, no problem. The judge will now sit down with the panel. They keep on postponing the case just because they know at the end of the day, you guys might come together and solve your own problem within yourself. That is why when Uncle is saying, it's better I don't even put my matter. But sometimes it is always better to be lonely within yourself than to be lonely in a relationship. Because if you have a husband or a wife, both of you are doing things on a separate level.
Yes.
It means
that's not marriage.
You are lonely. So if you are lonely on your own, you will never miss nothing.
At all.
But another thing you have to see is that by the time you are now alone, you will now see that even that trouble has a factor to play in your life.
Well, hold it.
But it may be too late.
You guys are becoming very philosophical.
Can I say something? Can I say something? This, based on what you are saying, it started from the beginning. Marriage is like a white cloth. Moment something red pen comes in, you wash it. Like oil comes, you wash it, but it will still stain. You can use a cloth, everything to wash it, but there's still stain. You or me have something in. The man or the woman has something in. So as it goes along, it keeps on reflecting. Okay, then it keeps on reflecting. You see, so before it starts from the beginning.
Yes.
It starts from the very onset. And as my brother was saying, we don't have time to study each other. We meet here.
Wow.
The man or the woman doesn't have a place to stay or renting a room. He has to pay a month, every month this amount. I have a place. This man will come and stay with me. Then he's coming with his trouble. or the woman doesn't have a place to stay. You know, it's vice versa.
Yeah.
You see, so and the moment they come and live together, everything is nice, and problems started coming. It's
that
like, why
is living
so
together, my dear. That is not marriage.
That is
that
where
you have stayed for that number of years, just living together.
No,
doesn't make it marriage.
When we live
But,
together, then you go and marry me.
No,
You not tell me everything before you go. I will say go and marry me. So okay, I'll marry you.
Sorry.
Then the things comes up.
I don't know what we really call marriage, except of course as an African. I know I'm a product of a relationship that was not formalized in the, conventional context of marriage. My father and my mother, they never ever got married in a church or anywhere at the registry or whatever. And yet for me, of course, for me, that was marriage, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
I'm afraid, yes. And so I don't know which definition of marriage we're talking.
But maybe customarily the people were there that people were there.
I know where I'm coming from.
I think it's not just something between
I
two
know,
of them.
I know where I'm coming from. I've made it here point blank. They never got really married in the context we now define marriage. But yet, my mother was the first. I'm a product of polygamous, marriage.
Okay.
My mother was the first wife to my father. He ended up having children from more than 4 other women. My mother remained the wife who stayed to the last. The others were coming, making babies and going, and the children, at the end of the day, they are brought to my mother, who took care of all of us. Mm-hmm. And this was a woman who was hardworking, as far as I am concerned. And here was a father who moves from, house to house, sharing, when to be with which of the wives. Okay? Now, at a point in life, I was getting angry. When I grew up to a certain age, I was getting angry with my mother, okay, for even whatever it is that was keeping her in that kind of relationship, because I saw it as very wrong, treatment from my father.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And if it is only that as a measure of material things or what brings a woman to stay on the marriage, it is a thing of the mind. Whatever you go in there to look for, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, if the flip side of it is what we are discussing here. In the diaspora, the factors we should look at, it's circumstances that brought them together. Yeah. I've still mentioned the issue of agendas, okay? And we should not forget the issue of who is joining who as well.
Let me just read this, because somebody is watching out there, and then they have this contribution from John Akpasen. He says, the most problem African marriages are facing here in Europe, in particular, is lack of respect. Most wives are very provocative in all directions.
He's a guy.
This is Mr. John Akpasen.
Well, that could be his view. So there's no challenging that. I mean,
that is
absolutely.
Well,
there's
thank
no
you
challenging
so much
that.
for your contributions.
Now, still on the
questions.
point here, we should look at the factors that bring, two parties to the relationship. And if we are discussing issues relating to what happens in diaspora relationships, it is exactly what we've touched on earlier. Yeah. It's a question of what brought who here in the first place. Yeah. And by the time you accept to share life, if you are not patient enough to know exactly what brought who here, you wake up to certain realities that at a certain point you will not be able to cope with.
Now, Mr. Alamte, let me just add to what, or let me refer back to what that person that is Mr. John Akpasen, who is watching us online.
Yeah, he used the term respect. I think it's discipline. It's not a question. Before you have respect,
lack of respect. Yeah. And from the findings of Mr. Shola, he said that the divorce rate is like 70-30. Okay? women are opting for that because of what they will gain out of the relationship.
But that then contradicts if the view shared by the contributor earlier that it is women who don't have respect, and it's why the relationships are collapsing.
Because if they do not have respect and their men are demanding something from them, then they wouldn't. Their men are demanding what they cannot give. So that's why they go to vie for divorce.
Well, I will more
lack
use,
of respect.
I will use the term discipline more than just respect, because you don't go into a relationship necessarily out of respect. You need to have discipline, because look, the fact of the matter here is even twins out of the same womb, sharing 9 months in the same womb, they are not likely to think the same way. Yeah. So I can't imagine
what
anybody.
He's saying is that women are women, because they do not respect the women here, are not respecting the men the way they're supposed to. I think that's what he's saying here. And he's saying that that's why women are more provocative. That means they are using some words to provoke the men, you know, into anger. And then when they
I don't
respect
think so.
is end. You give it to me, I give it to you back. You have to respect me, so I can also respect you. You come in every day and start insulting me. Do you want me to keep quiet? No. You have to respect each other. But that is what he's saying, discipline.
Did you know what it took the mother of Mr. Lamte to tolerate the husband who was going about making children here and there?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm saying. It's an individual issue, because I did not understand at a certain age why my mother could be as tolerant as she was, as a man as well. And that's exactly what I'm saying.
Mr. Lante, maybe he went to school and take this read books of Western system, so he went to blame his mother, but without to know that maybe his mother was comfortable in that situation.
She was what?
He was comfortable.
Well, that's my man. I know.
When you read Western book, they blame polygamy. They blame African cultures, then you put it in the head. You see. Oh, my mother! Why you do
so I'm sorry, my dear brother. Listen, I made no problem. I made my comments. Okay, comments based on my observation.
Yeah, exactly.
I respected my mother for all the patience, the sacrifice she made. Okay, and I can tell you, okay, I did not disrespect my mother for that matter.
No.
Or
your father.
No, I'm coming. No, I'm not saying you say that. The issue is that I'm a beneficiary of that.
Yeah.
Okay, because I learned a lot of lessons. Okay, from being a product of a polygamous family.
Yeah.
And I made a vow that I would never get a child from more than one woman.
Awesome.
You understand that? So whatever sacrifice my mother made, I respect her for that and lessons I have learned. So I'm not making that comment. I'm only trying to stress the point that women decide to stay in relationships sometimes even in spite of the West, experiences they go into. So let's find out what exactly the issue is here in the diaspora, and not narrow it to the factors we are discussing.
Dr. Shola brings statistics that 70 to 30.
Yes.
70 is women.
Yeah.
Are women, 30 men.
Yeah.
Why? Because you lied to us.
No.
And then we don't
hardship.
Forget. It's not hardship.
He come there.
It's lies.
The women, they work
trust
hard.
is not there.
The women, they are suffering.
You see, I have a
trust.
a presenter. I have a tremendous reluctance.
We have
not
5 more minutes to
not
deal
to
with
turn
this, 3
not
minutes.
to turn this
3 minutes to round up.
not to turn this noble discussion into argumentative.
Wow.
But most of the time, when we get there or when we go to school in Africa, we have the tendency to teach our parents how to make children. But you have to ask that question. If you have to teach your parent how to make, how did your parent makes you? It means they know how to make things better. Yeah. But when we go to school, when we come here, we want to do it exactly the way we see it here.
Yeah.
It can't work. Even Christians, if you go to a Christian book, traditional book, Jewish book, whatever book, they put the man on top.
Yeah.
In a situation whereby the woman want to equal herself in a status and a preference of respect, to the men, there will always be a problem.
Okay, are you saying that the women who are married in the diaspora are not giving their men the respect that they deserve? That could be the reason.
The caller or the contributor is sadly speaking my mind.
I disagree.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, I disagree. I disagree with you because
I'm a man and I also don't share that view.
Yes,
narrowly.
I disagree.
I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. That's your opinion.
Yeah, that's my
Me, I cannot blame the women at all. What I know is the system. They are going under hardship situation, and they turn their hearts. They become wild, so they behave like that.
They become wild.
Yeah, they become wild.
Wild. Okay, who are they becoming?
The women.
Why always the women?
No,
I don't blame the women. I don't know
It's like the system.
the system.
The system
I blame
is
the
making-
system.
the women are moving with the system.
No, the system
Yes,
imposed
we're
them
moving with the
hardship.
wind.
Impose them hardship.
We are moving with the wind.
It is
Yeah, we follow the
imposing them
system.
hardship. If you see how our sister, our women in the companies here, how they work hard, so that diminish love in their heart.
It's not.
It make them more independent for themselves.
But he is making a very genuine point we don't need to overlook, because I think that could also be it. Maybe people are becoming more financially independent, because if you look at Africa and look at situation
I blame the system.
from our home countries, women are not financially independent, and that is making them to lean too much. You know, they can endure everything, they can go through everything. A man will just nag them here, nag them. They are still in their marriage, but here it is not just that way, because they are able now to take care of themselves. They are able to, you know, so it's no more just about somebody sitting there and allowing the man to provide everything, but here they are providing for themselves. So probably that is now making them a little bit more
Comfortable.
I don't know, maybe rebellious. Okay, comfortable. They don't buy to what they should have been buying, or what they don't tolerate what they should have been tolerating, even if they were to be in Africa.
The endurance of our so-called mother in Africa, give rise to products like us. That is why we are sitting down here, level-headed. If you look at the children of broken homes, they are the delinquents in the society. So if the woman has taken some patience, not for any other reason, just for the cause of our children.
It's not true.
Let her raise
I am
the
a
children.
product, and it's not true. I disagree.
Let her raise the children in such a union of marriage, that the joy of union of marriage brings.
Yes.
You know, the dividend of marriage. Then the story will have been
You are really making a very good point, Mr. Shola. I think I buy that point you are making. Because our mothers or grandmothers endured a lot, and today we are their product. That's why we are their product, and yet
our children of broken home, we know the way they behave in the street. If you look at 90% of delinquents in this southwest, they are product of broken homes.
It's true. It's very, very, very true.
So if the woman have taken some patience along the line,
so
if not for any other thing, just for the children you got, because before you even say you want to have a marriage with somebody, there must be an atom of love. There must be a scintilla, a fractional affection for that man. So now go back to the memory lane, put yourself down, say, he's a man, I'm a woman. If you look at it statistically, if you take some patience, you say, okay, my mother wants to be down when my father is talking. So let me behave that way to save this offspring we got. At the end of the day, we'll be living in a far better, peaceful society.
Well, so Mr. Shola, I can understand your point clearly. Your point, which you want our audience to know today, is that maybe there is a sort of power tussle among the people in the diaspora, so which we didn't notice, or which our parents didn't, or our mothers didn't tussle with. Okay, is that what you are trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, so that means women supposed to
not subservient in a way, but at least don't raise up yourself to a level of if this guy is
of equal status,
I'm gonna do that. For instance, if I flirt around, if you tell my mother, hey, my boy is a man. If you flirt around and I tell your mother will say, hey, I'm ashamed.
Exactly. It's true.
It's a prostitute.
It's,
I mean, look at it in that context.
Oh, you are really making a point, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, friend.
Wow.
So,
hey, you are reaching me.
Okay.
Yeah, we are very, yes.
Well,
About to round up.
There's a thing now. I think we've said so much. The only point I'm going to make, just to clear the possible misconception about the statement I made. My point here is that my mother endured a lot in spite of us, and that every woman's decision is whether to stay in or stay out. It's a matter of an individual issue.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that is a point I, put forward here.
Yeah.
And so
it's
I
not
think,
only about a woman, it can also be of a man. Because,
No,
the point you made is very relevant.
But if we've heard that 70% of, statistically, the ratio is 70 to 10, it means what will drive a woman to go and seek divorce, that means they are the ones that get fed up with the relationship quicker. And I'm saying that, look, a woman decides to stay in, okay, or not, it's an individual issue. And there are factors that if the women are ready to endure, okay, for a purpose. And my mother's case, I'm sure, she didn't want a situation where she stays out and going probably to have a child from another relationship.
Like what he's saying, which is very cool.
That is exactly what I'm saying. That
yes.
I am a beneficiary of that.
Okay. And not only you, but many others.
And for that matter, here in the diaspora, the issue may not necessarily be because a woman is waking up too early to chase metro and all these things. There are a lot of things that drive a woman in or out of a relationship. And these are things that we should also know, that it is circumstances that would warrant a relationship getting hit on the rock or it stays intact. And it's the parties to the relationship who should understand it, because you went in there to share.
Yeah.
There's no dominance. I don't believe in a situation, I'm an African, but I don't believe in a situation where it means the man is the champion in the home. Out of the question today. Exactly. That period, I don't buy that.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir. Yes.
And as my brother was saying, most of our African brothers, you are saying 70% of women are seeking divorce, but most of our African brothers thinks they are champion when they are in a relationship. So if they come in the beginning, they come in what they so-called love, and then the trust, they believe the trust, and then it comes further, and it goes on. And then at the end of the day, when the woman is getting fed up or becoming fed up, the men think, hey, I'm the man. Instead of him to come down and say, hey, let's talk. We sit down, we talk. When during the discussion, when even you say, hey, honey, let's talk, you start talking, and then he will just throw you out. So then you get fed up. Yeah. You see? Then you get, so there's nothing. You stay a man. So if anytime you come in, you slap me. Anytime you come in, you slap me. I say, honey, let's sit down. Why are you slapping me every day? And then you say, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but, then you say, oh, I'm sorry, honey, I'll not do it. Then the next week, yeah, of course I can slap you. So I have to be staying there, keep on slapping me. No, you have to go.
That's not a man. A man that will be slapping.
No, I'm just giving an example.
No, but a man that will be slapping a woman is not a man.
It's happening.
It shouldn't be that way.
When the cases goes to the judges or wherever, about 80%, that's my own statistic, about 40% of the real issue doesn't come out. In divorce cases, most of the case, the real target, why this woman is divorced or why this man is divorcing this woman, it never comes out. There's always something hidden.
Okay, which is not disclosed.
Yes, to the either the court or wherever. There's something. There's always a secret between a divorce.
Yeah, yes. Most of the time it's a case of infidelity. And you have to understand what we call the testosterone in men. That
your testosterone.
That want. There's a tendency. No, there's a particular tendency.
Is it all men or some men?
It's either you hide it, or you don't know how to hide it. It is just the two. I mean, look.
Calm down and let's
stay. They will say the only woman who know where her husband is a widow. You cannot stay at home and tell anybody that my husband is in that place, but only a widow know that her husband is in heaven, in the grave. So if you want to be honest with yourself, you see that the guy is good in hiding it, or he's a careless man. So whichever way,
these are very radical views, eh? Because I think
you just have to cool down, and say, okay, traditionally we are Africans.
No, but then a man whose wife would not be able to confidently say, "Oh, I think my man is here." Yes. Okay, he's already a failure. I'm sorry.
Yes, that is because that is an illusion.
No,
but when it comes to reality,
it is.
We come out. Everybody is a saint until when you are caught.
Yeah, it's true.
Well,
the testosterone is there. No, I can say I'm an angel. Yeah. I can say I'm a saint.
Yeah.
And I will give you instances of men of God that were caught on camera on numerous occasions. Oh, well, you can Google it. So it means you
are weak. You are weak.
Testosterone.
Yeah.
Testosterone is always there. But it has a gestation period.
The woman just has to be patient. It is indiscipline. When he gets my dear brother.
When he gets to a certain stage.
Sorry?
When the guy,
it is indiscipline. Forget about it. We all have feelings. We have.
There's always
but if you have discipline, you will not let that drive you anywhere. I'm sorry.
You understand me? So, if I've never been caught, I'm a good man.
Wow.
The moment I'm caught, then
but you should not be caught at all.
So it means you are perfect in a way, and when you are perfect in a way, that doesn't mean that you are not a thief.
You are caught, he's been himself and he's saying it. Even though some of you may deny, bro, there must be some reasons or some facts in what Mr. Shola is saying.
No, I'm not. So that is what I call indiscipline or weakness.
That is why Jesus Christ said, "Who has never done this, let him throw the first stone."
But I can tell you there are some men who can throw that stone when challenged.
Please. You cannot challenge the Bible.
Which Bible is that?
I'm quoting the Bible, madam. You are a man of God.
Bible notwithstanding, we are living.
If you have not done it, let that person throw the stone. Nobody throw the stone.
Listen.
Is that the reason why the marriages are hitting the rocks?
No. That is what I'm saying. If you look for it, if the woman look for it, she will find it. So she will just have the belief that this is a man.
No,
this is my husband.
What kind of
a man?
No, listen. What we are talking about,
it's mostly what the woman normally quote. And this thing, look, this infidelity is a woman's game. A woman can practice it for 100 years. The man will never notice because we are done.
No.
The moment we start doing it, let me be factual. The moment we start doing it, you understand me?
Doing what?
Doing what?
Infidelity. There will be a change in our utterances, in our way of life, in everything. And the woman needs to cool down. She will just walk. You will just walk into our web. You understand me? So the point is, if you want to save your marriage, you have to have that belief behind your mind, behind your sensibility.
That's what?
This man is a man.
Mm-hmm. So because he's a man, he can remove his pants anywhere.
No, not anywhere, madam.
Okay, let's hold it.
There must be a respect. If he hide it from you, he respects you. But if you look for it and find it, it's your fault.
Okay. In other words, those of you in the diaspora that go about looking for fault, looking for who your husbands are sleeping with, and looking for the addresses of where they have been to, you don't need to do that. That's what you are saying, Mr.
That's what I'm saying. If you look for it, you're gonna get it.
So, how can somebody be in a marriage and yet you are still sleeping around? And then you want to tell me, is it a culture, or is it a tradition, or is it just how it has to be with men? We will get there next time, Mr. Sholabe. Thank you for this contribution, and I hope that next time you will come to expatiate on this.
Definitely.
Can we hear from you, Mr.
Yes.
Traditional Religion?
My advice is to the men,
this is good.
Black African men in diaspora and Black African women in diaspora. My advice is they must hold in their tradition and culture, even in the hardship, not being in the hardship and you lose yourself and behave yourself and you find yourself in the society which is more complicated and keep children in the problem. We don't know how to hold our culture in the hardship. That is the problem.
To hold our catch?
Our tradition.
Culture. Culture. Yeah.
Our tradition.
Okay.
Under pressure.
Under pressure. Okay. So so the culture is that when men go out and just do anything, and then have different children from different women, the woman must shut up.
Yes.
So that is a culture. Is that a culture?
No, listen.
All right. I think we are going to end up.
Let me answer you.
Yes, sir.
This is human being
Nature.
weakness. But beyond that, there is patience and tolerances.
If I have to have it.
Yeah.
Tolerances.
Yes.
Madam, there's a difference between you finding out the infidelity, the extent of infidelity of your husband when he's still alive, than when you find him when he's dead. Because when he's dead, whether you like it or not, all those children outside will come to
the
well,
funeral.
no, not funeral. They will come out in the open light. Then you learn it too late.
But
that is just my excuse. Thank you.
Do you expect your husband to die before you? Death can come from anywhere. So it's not like you. If your husband dies, it can be if the woman dies also.
Statistically, it is 80-20.
Wow.
My final note is that
yes.
there is no clear-cut template for all marriages. Look, it's a matter of individual issue. What takes you into a relationship, you must know. What you want out of it, you should know. And what you put into it to get what you want, it's a matter of an individual issue. That's my point.
On this note, I think we are rounding off. And gentlemen and lady, you have really exhausted this topic and you really did your best on this topic. We appreciate all your contributions and we hope that next time when we throw this question up, that you will come again, because I believe that there are so many things, Mr. Shola. Some of your points are very, very, very crucial. I think I would really like to dive into that area. I hope you can bring other men, and also Susan, you can bring some other women. Let's really challenge this thing and see whether it is supposed to be the way Mr. Shola is trying to make it look. However, we thank you for all your contribution. Mr. Lamte, thank you so much. Ms. Susan, thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Shola.
I'm glad to appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Walubinga.
Thank you
for being with us, and our audience. Thank you as well for listening. And remember, you can always call us on 020-33-74160. In case we are airing this and maybe you still want to call, you can call the studio line, and I believe that somebody will pick up the phone to listen to you. Thank you so much, and we hope to be with you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.